Yeah, this evening we will be talking about the matter that matters. As you all know, something has been going on now in my life, in my marital life, as a man, what a man is supposed to do when he attains certain age by getting married, which I did. That became a taboo for getting married to Rose. Amen. And I know one day whether you live short life or you live long life, you must die. And I know one day whether you are strong now physically, one day you must be weak. One day you must become weak. If as strong as I am, both spiritually and physically, and the woman decide to dare me even while I'm still alive, that means she have tried so many things that my God said, whose side will not work. But I cannot say because it will not work, I want somebody to take me unaware. I'm too strong. Where Jesus Christ, where Moses, where Abraham, where all these people, whether natural buy or any trouble buy and buy. I said it when I was living, preparing to come back home for this issue. I said my will, I even put my will already online, but I decided to back it up with as the law demands. And out of anger, what I want in my way is not what most of the things I said while I was in Holland is not all I wanted in my way. I want to make full introduction of my very self today. I want to give full introduction of my very self today. My name is Prince Olushola Goodluck Adeboye. I'm from Ose local government, Ifon, Ondo State. My mother is Eastern Southeast local government area of Eastern Southeast local government, Ewato. Hence, I can understand and speak friendly Ishan, and also I can understand and speak not so friendly in Yoruba. I am a businessman from 1995. And in 1999, that is 4 years later, I became very popular in my photograph, as a photographer and a video coverage. Not just being popular, I was also making money in my little way and satisfied with the money I was making then. In 2008, I traveled out of the country, Nigeria, to Holland, to be precise, where I continue my struggle, making money, repairing bicycle, even while I was in the camp, barbing hair and etc., buying electronics and sending it down to me. Please hold on, let me quickly block this woman. I think it's one. Hold on a minute. So, in that Holland, I wasn't relenting because it's what took me there to go and make some money for my family, although I passed through asylum. And I was working very hard to make my money. I was using bicycle, as most of you may see, using it to buy electronics, picking free electronics. By the special grace of God, I was able to, match to loading a vehicle while I was still in the camp. To God be the glory, I got my resident permit and money was given to me to rent an apartment and all that, including the money I've already been making. Then I entered buying a container business and truck business, loading of trucks, sending it down to Nigeria. I was doing well. Including some Oyibo that are still alive, that that collaborated with me doing business to Nigeria, buying trucks and all that, with the hoping of having a trailer company, which I actually established under my immediate elder brother, named the company as Sweet Mother's Motors. But after some years, as it is in Nigeria, the business couldn't fly, but I was still having some money in Nigeria and some unregistered trucks. When I traveled to Nigeria, it was in my present I sold those trucks, registered and unregistered, while the money were in my account, and I was still doing export and import business. To cut the story but short, I also registered a company. To cut the story but short, I also registered a company in 2012 in the Netherlands that I managed till 2016 or thereabout, 4 years interval. Then I have to come back to Nigeria 2017, where I continue my struggle and trying to establish another company. So that was, I came back to Nigeria, and there's something I must not forget, something that is giving me trouble till tomorrow. In the process, while I was making it in abroad, I began to travel to some places just to visit other countries that I have not known yet. Italy was my number one choice when I got my paper. So I visited the wrong place. They call it Tripoli. Is it Tripoli or Napoli? Napoli. That is where my human rights fighting against human trafficking started from. So I never knew Napoli or Tripoli, what they call it. Napoli is just even worse than Ajegule. So when I travel there, I begin to see small girls that are 14 years, less than 15, doing prostitution, and they are not even looking good. I feel pain. I interview so many of them. I say, what is this for? They say, nah, madam, carry me, madam, do this one, madam, do that one. I feel pain. My returning back, I say, no, I want to campaign against this. I begin to go from country to country. I never arrested any madam then. I was begging them, warning them to please stop these evil things that I have seen, that I'm seeing. So that campaign now prompted people to be telling me, come to Germany. This is how it is in Germany. Come to Spain. I was not traveling every country, warning them until when they refused to hear, before I start working with some other organization to make sure I bring most of these people to book. Until I took the campaign to Oba of Benin, governor office, university, etc., marketplaces, and I paid more than 4 million then in broadcasting it and other in different television stations, while the palace now took it upon themselves to make sure something is being done to bring it to bearable whatever. So this is where my problem starts for. That is why you see most people, when I post any video, they always insult me. I know their pains. But to cut the story short, along the line, many people don't know I have children. I want to tell you today, and these are the things I have in my way. In 2010 or thereabout, I met a woman from Liberia. Although they are not willing to settle with us Nigerian, because the family said they have bitter experience with Nigeria people and they don't want history to repeat itself. Even when we fall in love, but their parents say no. That it was a Nigerian man, an Igbo man to be precise, that was doing business with their father, that poisoned their father and took everything away. For that reason, they don't want their daughter to marry me. But because we already fall in love with each other, we go ahead to an extent. I have my first son, and my first son's name is Prince Olushola Adegboye, exactly my name. He's exactly like me. Then thinking when we had this first son, the people will consider that I am serious. That is even when progress started. They say no. They even say instead of that my son will not exist. They don't want anything to have to do with Nigeria in their life. So I had my first son. His name is Prince Olushola Adegboye. So when we had this first son together, thinking they are going to consider me as an in-law, that was even the worst time with us. They said no, even they don't want my son to exist, as if they can buy my son. That anything they have to do with Nigeria, they don't want the connection in their family. So, and the girl was madly in love with me. Then we now say, okay, maybe when we had the second child, without wasting much time, within a year, we already have second child. That is, I had my first son this year, April. The following year, August 28th, to be precise, I had my second son. This is the picture of my second son, Ayo. Ayo. This is the picture of my second son, Ayo. This is the picture of my first son. That is me with dread. Although it's dark due to how they printed it. And he was like 6 months old then or less. Let me check the behind. If the date is there. So, I had them thinking everything would be fine. Even when I had those two, that was when it was like, hey. And now the lady begin to listen to the parent. Hence, we have tried our possible best. They never allow it to be. Then the lady begin to dance to the tune of her parent. Her parents were now in control of my entire house. Then I told the lady, I said, come. Hence, this thing is not working again. I'm going to take you down to Nigeria so that you know where your children came from. I took her down to Nigeria 2015, February to be precise. We held a party. Everywhere was okay. Even because of that party, she felt, no, she's not going out of the marriage again. I said, yeah, your people doesn't need it. Doesn't want it. So that was how I took her to Nigeria for her to know where her children came from. So because it wasn't working for us and we are still in the same whole land, so the family, they wanted it not to work at all. They now advised her to move to America. I was in Nigeria for holiday when she moved to America. And I told her before, I don't even want my children to be raised in America. So, to cut the story short, that is another story. I wish I can block this person calling. When you call again, I'm going to block you and I'm not going to unblock you. Because you are watching me and you thought you can distract me. So now, this is how my children look like. Oh, I'm not denying the children of Rose yet. But to just bump it may be like this, while we are yellow pop-up, 2 yellow pop-ups. It's questionable, but I never questioned her. But let's forget about that. Now, let's forget about other children. So what I want to say today in my way, that is already in my way. I have 2 boys. The one I know, the one I recognize, the one I did their DNA. I did their DNA in Holland. I gave them passport the same way I gave these 2 children passport. I'm not the one that gave their mother passport. Their mother is not the one that gave my children passport. I personally gave these 3 children 2 passport. They are now in America. So this is the first son I know. I was not ready for this. That's why I didn't bring out his picture. The one here, whether you are seeing it clearly or not, is because of the picture. You can see I'm also dark there. I'm a fair guy. That guy is fair. It's my first son that I know. His name is Prince Olushola Adegboye. And that Prince Olushola Adegboye, as my first son that I know, is in charge of all my property from age of 35 years. When my first son, Prince Olushola Adegboye, attained the age of 35 years, my family that is in this will then now hand over the property and the will to him when he attained the age of 35 years. Then, the children of Queen Mrs. Rose or Miss Rose Amen, their names are Queen Folashade Maria Adegboye, as it stands in her passport. While the second one is King Adebowale David Adegboye. If only... So I'm having a network issue, you know, as it is in Nigeria. So now, these children of Maria, these children of Rose Owele Omo Maria from Otukpo, if only, I repeat, that is how I wrote it, if only they've gone for their DNA, whether me dead or alive, if only they go for their DNA and it became my biological children, at the age of... If only the children of Rose Amen, they are my children after undergoing DNA, whether I am alive or I am dead, confirm that they are my children, they must be 30 years old each before they can gain access to whatever property that will be shared for them, which is already in the will, and I'm not going to announce whatever property that they share for them. That means from now that I'm still building, that I'm still alive, that I have not finished my pure water company and etc., I still have long life to live. So I wrote it in a percent, that so percentage will be given to them. It could be 1%, could be 0.1%, could be 5%. I wrote it on a percent of my property, that so percent will be given to them, being you married or not married. Whether Maria later married, but they must attain the age of 30. They must be 30 years. That means if they add 30 years to Queen age by now, Queen cannot enjoy my fruit through the children. So the children of Queen Rose, after knowing that they are my children through DNA, they must attain the age of 30 years before any percentage in my property will be shared, whether I am dead or alive. Hence, whether you are fighting me for any property, or you think you can buy me today even when you cannot for any property, you don't have hands in anything that have to do with my property. And if your children turn out to become my children after DNA, they must attain the age of 30. The senior, they are twins, they must attain the age of 30. Before then, I put every of my property according to will in the hands of one of my younger person in the family, which the name will not be announced here, because this is no longer a joke. So, my dear gold digger, you will dig that gold well, and by the time 30 years add to your how many years you are now, if they will give you meat to chop, your teeth no will fish up, and talk more say your children will inherit time, come make you shine inside. Ladies and gentlemen, I have 2 boys in America with DNA. I have 2 sons in America with DNA. Yes. I have 2 sons in America with DNA, not with mouth. I am announcing to the world, for those of you say, oh, you not get picking. No, the whole land people know say I get picking. Nigeria in the whole land know say I get picking. A Liberia woman. Not be one by mistake. We had 2. And I did their DNA. I not catch the mama before I do DNA. I want to know my children who will take my sweat, because I work for my money. I work for my money and it should not be taken by any bastard. So if you are my lover, you are my haters, you have not heard that I have 2 big boys in America. If I need them today, they will be in Nigeria tomorrow. Now you know. I am not a eunuch. I am not looking for a child to carry my name. I did not donate sperm for their mother to have it. Now one will know, because breaking news, I did the 20th birthday of the mother of my 2 boys. The 20th birthday. Now me use my hand buy something to do 20. I met the woman at the age at 19. I met her 19. We dated for almost a year. She just finished her first birthday. We dated for almost a year before she entered 20 years old. And I did have 20 years birthday. I did not did have 50-something years birthday in Sheraton. I did not do her 50-something years birthday in Continental Hotel, Eko. I did the mother of my 2 boys' birthday, her 20th birthday. So, not be say I don't like young women. Not be say I don't follow young women. I thought a woman could treat me like a son, that I will learn more. We can live like nobody know about us, even when they are insulting me. So, this is where I'm going to stop. It's very short. Any of you thinking I don't have children, you are on your own. Any of you thinking my property belongs to... Any of you thinking that my property belongs to Queen Rose, amen, you are on your own. And any of you thinking that Queen Rose's children will come and take my property even when they are my children. Queen Rose's children can never come and take my property and give to their mother. They must attain that 30 years old. And by the time you add 30 to Queen Rose's age, that time she may be looking for peace if she's still very much strong. So she will not wear trousers to enjoy my property. She will not wear pants to enjoy my property. She will not drive motor as a strong woman to enjoy my property. When you now add 30 years to her age, if I thought they give some percentage to the children, that time she might be nowhere to enjoy this property. This is how I look like when I was a baby, and this is how my children look like when they were a baby. Even as we speak today, they still look very much like me. I'm not trying to say I don't know these twins, but the needful must be done. And earlier the better for you to do the needful. But that doesn't mean they will not attain the age of 30 years before they touch my property. God bless you, viewers. I am not a eunuch. I did not donate sperm to have these 2 boys. I born one this year. I born one in April this year. I bought the other one the other year. That's why I take born now. God bless you.